And that's it. We are live on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. You're very welcome here. This is not English class. This is a conversation platform for beginners, intermediate, and advanced levels. We are here to improve our accent, unlock our English potential, and training your accent, We're training a lot here, and it's important to everyone to come here and feel free to put your ideas and express yourself. Thank you very much for you if you are watching here. And let's start. I will start with you, Vanessa. Hello, how are you doing? Could you please introduce yourself?
Okay, so good afternoon. I don't know what's your name because it's just writing, talking.
Yeah, sorry. My name is Luis Eduardo.
Oh, okay. Uh, so good afternoon, Luis and
Good
Daphne too.
afternoon.
My name is Vanessa. I'm living in Sorocaba. It's a city near from São Paulo. It's neighborhood. So I work with my own company. My company is about financial education in, for example, Bitcoin, blockchain, and cryptocurrencies. So every time in my life, I worked with technology. So in the last job that I worked with cybersecurity, information security, for example, just with technology. In my free time, I like to go to the trails, visit waterfalls and mountains too. I love nature. To go to my husband too. So I'm married. I have two pets. Her names is Pipoca and Empada. Funny names, I know. So I think it's that about me. And I don't know if you present yourself, Luis. I come here maybe later. I don't know.
No, no, I will do that after the ladies
Oh, okay.
first. Please, Daphne, introduce yourself.
Hi YouTube, my name is Daphne, I'm 28 years old. I study psychology, I live in Scotland. I was born in the same city of Vanessa, in Sorocaba. Um, I'm married, I have two cats, and I like to cooking, especially sweets. And I'm here because I want to unlock my English and improve my vocabulary.
Great. It's my time. I'm Luis Eduardo. I'm from Rio, but I know where is Sorocaba because I lived in Barueri for 13 years. So it's so near from Barueri. I'm working with marketing, more specific with search engine optimization. And I'm here, like you, to improve my accent, my vocabulary, and unlock my English potential. Um, Today, I bring this subject because sometimes it happens with you to talk with different people from different lands, and sometimes even if it's in other language. And for example, nowadays I'm working with Portuguese. There's a difference. The language are similar, but some expressions are different. Some cultural things are really, really different. And I think it's an interesting subject to talking about. So here we go. Daphne, would you please read the question number one and answer for us?
Yeah, sure. What the challenges have you encountered when communicating with colleagues from different cultural backgrounds? I think the biggest challenge is build bond or connections because when other is the other culture. It's difficult to have conversation to be understand, because when you telling the joke, maybe the other person don't understand the joke and don't laugh like you. Yeah, but I see the positive side to create friendship with people are the other culture.
You are having this kind of experience nowadays, right? You are living in another country, in a totally different culture. You and with your family are so far away from Brazil and from your friends, and now you have a new life, and you have interact with other people in this new culture. It's essential for you and your family. I think you are living that in this at this moment. I'm right.
Yes, you're right. It's difficult to build connection with them because they think the other way, they eat the other way, and you need to adapt it. And sometimes don't be yourself, because you need to understand more because you are the visiting.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's difficult, but it's the challenge that we need to overcome every day.
I'm a very talkative people principal when I was alone, an example, I went to London alone. If I don't have any communication with other peoples, I will stay quiet all the time. So I have to participate, I have to enter in a conversation, I have to asking about something that I want to go. Hey guy, I want to go to the O2 Arena to see a concert. What's the best way? What's the best train station that I can go? You have to talk. When you are in family, you have the support of your family to talk in Portuguese, not necessarily in English. But when you are alone, you feel more comfortable to talking about that. I have made in a lot of trips around the world, and the most of them I was alone. So it's impact my the kind of situation that I live in and try to enter in a switch mode, to know other people and do the things that it's important to me to a little conversation. Then about your opinion, Vanessa, what do you think about?
About the question number one, all right. So I have this. I think it's a similar opinion about you and Daphne, but I think in Brazil, for example, working in other companies in office, for example, we have a big problems for example, in diversity and inclusion. So now you have problems in the same country, and I can imagine how is working in the other countries in the other companies too. It's very difficult than work in Brazil. So I think it's very different working with diversity and inclusion. Diversity have a lot of different people in the same place, and inclusion is become these people to talk with us and, for example, understand their problems, understand how this culture works, and the different way for say something. For example, in the other countries we have a lot of cultures, for example, for talk with other people, to be don't offensive, for example. So I think it's the first of one challenge in working with different culture is learning about these people and learning about this culture. For example, for you don't say something offensive, because sometimes we just say, "Oh, it's okay for me. It's just a joke," but for other people, it's offensive. It's not good to listen. So I think it's that, and really care about what you say and what you do, about jokes, for example, for don't be offensive for other countries too.
Right. This question have two point of view. The first one that I'm talking about with Daphne, it's for different language. But the question is from about different cultures too. And you can find different cultures here, even if all of us speaking Portuguese, you know. You have different age, different scenarios of life, different, that's it, different cultures background, you know. I
Yes.
remember when I entered my first agents, and pay attention, I went to start in my first agents with 45, and all all the people had something about 22. It's really different because I'm in other stage of life. And but I enter for a position that I have to communicate with all the team to build something about content marketing, talking about sports. Yeah, they are journalists, and I was there to guide the search engine optimization and how I will make my relations with those peoples for them feel comfortable, you know, because it's really hard when you are 22 and talk with a guy with 45 that arrived there. And one day I say, no, 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 it's totally wrong what they are doing, and we have to change. I can say that. I have to make the change in a comfortable way, you know. I have to understand how to express myself with people, how to identify
Yes.
something, some situations that are not okay. Because when you work in an agency that is not the main, you don't have the first hand new, you know. You are not a big communication company. You are giving a notice, a new, that someone talking about it first. So I try to make these people understand that they have to talk about opinions, not about the notice, because the notice will be the same of the other channels. And you don't have the notice on your first hand. And it was a challenge for me. We have difficult periods to adjust this content delivery was for sports. It was our Asians sports talking about soccer, talking about volleyball, talking about the other sports. And it was a challenge for me. And I had to educate myself because I can't talk with those guys like I talk with my friends, you know. It's completely different. My generation is so directed and sometimes we are a little bit rude about some points, but no problem. We talk with each others at the same age, but in some situations, people stay afraid about that. So I have to educate myself to conduct this conversation. It's a challenge for me.
Yes, I think about ages. I know that my appear it's a very young, but I have 29 years old. I will do 30, 30, I think it's 30 in
Yeah,
October.
after 29, you can study.
Yes, yes. I forgot the number. But yes, yes.
It's
Three
just a
and
joke.
zero. 3 and 0.
Yeah, study.
So, huh?
It's study. Right.
Oh, okay. So about the age that you said, I have difficulty for talking about teenagers, for example. It's very difficult for me for understand how the mind of the teenagers work. For example, saying about the TikTok and social networks, because for me it's very difficult to understand. And for my opinion, it's difficult understand other people that are other generation. And today in society we have a big necessity. I don't know when I say that in English. For example, all people want to know how this product works, how will do in the society. It just working this, and not just I know I want to know this product. No, I just want for example to how this works, how will made everything in the process in the company, the teenagers and young people want to know what the people works there, so to participate in the process in the companies. So I think it's that the change every time the society changes right now.
Yeah, this subject is a challenge for all of us. At last weekend, we lost the man of communication, you know. She stayed for 40 years on TV, um, talking in easy mode. Easy mode, I think, is the challenge. When you talk and you have to communicate with other people, you have to make that in an easy mode. And the man of the TV, I saw the series about him. He was a guy that sells things on the street, from who I'm talking about. I think you know what I'm talking
about
about.
about Silvio Santos.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I
A
understand.
very simple people, and he can communicate with all ages. With all ages. When I enter in the scenario that you said about teenagers or people that are so too much young, I try to be cool, be a cool guy, be a nice guy. It's how can I say, a, a mode that I try to interact. That's it. Definitely. Let's go. Let's talk about the question number 2. Could you read for us?
Yeah. How do you adapt your communication style when working with team members from diverse cultures? So in my case, I try to speak is more slowly for everyone understand me, and I keeping the gold rules, a regra de ouro. Treat others as you would like to be treated.
Great.
Yeah, and yeah, to keeping the respect because it helps us to have a good relationship with everyone, no matter the nationality, no matter who are you, just in keeping the respect and respect others. I think this is most important in the communication.
Yes, I agree with you. Be a polite people, it's important. Understand and perceive. You have to have it, it's terrible. Perceptions are important. You have to understand when you look into the face from people that you are talking, if they are feel comfortable or not. I try to do the same.
Do
The
you
same thing.
judge the book by the cover?
No, but the first impression is so important. When I
Why?
was working imagine you work in an environment that all of us are in a digital mode. We just meeting in conference. You don't have presence meetings. You go to a meeting and the trainee of your team was in this position. I will change my screen and you know what I'm talking about. She was always here like that. I don't feel comfortable because I know what I'm doing. If I'm looking at my second screen and stay all the time here, and I don't look to you, I know what I'm doing in my job. I'm not learning. And the impression is the guys is don't pay attention. And you understand when people are not involved, when they don't say nothing about the subject of the meeting. And sometimes I try, hey, Fulano, what's your opinion about that? Oh, no, it's great. It's really great. So sometimes it's important. They talking about the human resources here in Brazil, probably all around of the world. They're talking about actively listening. You have to practice actively listening because you are paying attention and saying to the people that are talking that you are paying attention. Actively listening. I try to use that. Vanessa.
Yes. So about that you say about real attention and pay attention what the other people said for you, it's very important, and I agree with you. But exist case and case about, for example, some people look another direction and don't look out your eyes, for example, and sometimes these people don't be feel comfortable to do that, and it's my case too because I have I don't know when I say that in English, but it's autism, and I don't know if I have a big difficult to look at the eyes other people. It's very very difficult for me, but my attention, I have a hyper focus, and sometimes I can understand everything that you say for me. I pay attention, but my direction is other place because it's my way to works, for example, in the work and the education. I have my company. I do, for example, I teach other people about financial education, and every time I say about that, because the people can be comfortable with me to understand that's my way to works in, for example, in the college and the anyway any place. So In this time, we have a big difference, and we have to understand other people, how these people works to grow, for example, in the company, in the school, and understand the ways for learn, the ways for work too. So it's
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. It's a really important opinion, but I will use an expression that I use in all my health situations. I am a mad dog when I'm handled with young guns. And people don't say nothing about the presentation or the project they are don't involve. I put wrong information in the presentation, and watching what other people will say. You know, I put wrong information there. All of us are involved on the project. If you are involved in the project, it will be clear, will be very easily to identify. And I put it wrong in the proposed, you know, and watching. And then, guys, what do you understand about all of us agree with me? Oh, it's amazing. It's perfect. You know.
It's a wrong way for grow
It,
a project, right? It's not good.
yeah, yes, you can stay watching the other screen, but you are not involved. This is the perception when you use wrong information to test this kind of thing. Mm,
Yes.
it happens. Would you like to answer the number two or your contribution was fine?
The number two, okay. Yes, I
Yes,
will choose
yes.
the number two. Okay. How you adapt your communication? Okay. So, we have different and difficult for understand and learning with the people, but sometimes when I communicate, I agree with that with Daphne. For example, I would like to say anything slowly to understand and to listen. Real listen, for example, other people. It's very important, and if you don't understand something about the people from different cultures, ask for the people, because when you don't ask, you be as accept anything, and sometimes you can understand and that you say a wrong project, tasks, for example, and the environment for this project to grow, it's make a lot of mistakes. And I think it's a very important to understand, make questions about if you don't understand something, and listen every word that other people say from different cultures, for to be a better communication. Yes, it's my opinion.
Great. Thanks for sharing. I'll read the question number three. This is my time. Can you describe a situation where cultural difference led to a misunderstanding and how it was resolved? Oh my God. Last week, I received a batch from a people from Germany. For sure, all of us are communicated in English. And they sent me a model of a spreadsheet with the job, and I had to put that. And I saw the document. I don't have doubts about that. And I delivered this task in for 3 days. I don't know. And I make everything wrong because she wants to make in a mode that she didn't explain, you know. And I tried to redo all the tasks. Communication. She was not objectively. Yeah, when I saw, I imagined that I understand the task, but it was not in a good mood, and I had to do that. It's really difficult to handle the situation where when you don't have too much information. Daphne, do you have some situation that you remember for sharing with us?
Yes, I was at the spa, and a Spanish guy invite me to get to know me, like a paquera. And I was very surprised, and I said, "Oi" in português,
Hum,
but "oi" em Spanish é não, né? Oi
Vamos
oi,
agora.
é agora. Yeah. It was very ashamed because I'm married, and fast I said, no, you don't understand well, and I left close to him because it was a shamed situation.
Thanks for sharing
Wow.
the funny situation.
Yeah.
And you, Vanessa.
So I remember in the way I don't say it here in this conversation, but I think it's 7 years ago. I went to Canada, Vancouver, and stay in this place 1 month. And in
Oh,
this time, yes, it's very very experience, very good experience. In this time when I arrive in Canada, I take the taxi, and when I enter the car, I say to I say to the driver, "Oh, I'm hungry." So the people say understand that I'm angry.
who
I
knew?
nervous, and he stopped the car and said for me, "Are you nervous? It's okay with you." But I say no, no. I need to eat. I need to eat food. I arrive in this moment in Canada. It's my first time here, and so I resolved to explain for the driver that I'm just want to eat. It's not I'm nervous. So I think it's my big. I think it's I don't know when I say that, but my discussão in English. Yes, I think it's that.
I stay nervous when I went to London. Everyone says to me, don't catch a taxi to the airport, to the hotel. Don't do that. It will be too much expensive. You will pay a lot of money for that. Don't do that. Go by such, taking a train. I arrived there on a Sunday, and I saw the scenario, see the situation. Come on, guys, this is a big city. I know how to get in a big city. I know how to do that. I will don't take a train on Sunday. We don't have too much people there. At the last week that I went, they have a problem with a nice attack in the sub. I was with money, with my notebook, international credit cards, and I take the decision. I will go to the hotel by taxi. Yeah, and I enter in the taxi and see the numbers moving up. Yeah, I say, this is the price what I'm gonna pay for this. Yes, they say with a beautiful smile on their face. But that's right. I spent 130 pounds for a taxi from Heathrow to the center of the city. But that's right. I pay for that and taking my way. When I come back to the airport, I go myself. But I stay near about that. It's expensive to enter in a taxi in Europe. It's expensive there in Scotland to use a taxi? Definitely.
Sorry, say that again?
It's expensive to enter in a taxi in Scotland.
It's depend. If you want to enter the historic taxi, is expensive, but the basic is good because here there are the Uber like a São Paulo is
Yeah.
is more cheap than
Machine.
the
Yeah,
normal taxi.
yeah, exactly. In London, they have the London cab tax, but I didn't went in
Okay, it's
this
around
kind
15 libras, 15 pounds.
Oh my God, it's so expensive. If I change it for real, it's so expensive.
Yeah.
That's right. We have 13 minutes. Let's go. Daphne, choose one question for us. We have more 7.
7.
Make your choice.
The number 10, what benefits have you experienced from working in multicultural teams? So, I see many benefits. You can learn through the other cultures, like be more patient or be more productive, or you can improve your language skills with others, and you learn to respect other cultures and see the other like the human, yeah, and accept everybody.
Great. Thanks for sharing. And you, Vanessa?
For me, it's very difficult. It's very different because we don't have a multicultural teams, but I have students for other countries. For example, from USA, from Austria, from Africa, and I have these students for other place. So I learn with there. I learn with us. I don't know, it's us there. Anyway, you understand. And for other people, and sometimes I learn about these cultures. I learn about the how this works in this country because it's very different from Brazil. And yes, customs. Yes, I think it's that it's very common for me. Yes.
Great. When I remember about that, I don't have too much contact in video calls with my colleagues from other countries, just with Portugal. But I have jobs partners in Germany, in Canada, in France, and in the States, but they just send an email, I deliver the task, sometimes in a wrong mode, and I return and they do that. But when I work in an agency again, we have people from all over the Brazil. We have a guy from Fortaleza, other one from the capital of Paraíba, the name, João Pessoa. We have a lot of guys from São Paulo. We have the nascent from Minas Gerais, who is amazing. I love that. And, they are different cultures, you know. I love to understand new words, regional words, you know, regional expressions about the place. It's amazing for me. I love to learn that. And I think was the benefit. Understand other cultures and other forms to say the same thing. It's really fun. That's it, girls. We have 9 minutes and we can choose another question or just talking about how it was this conversation. And it's a good conversation for you, Vanessa. What do you think about? It's a good subject. What do you think about the subject? Tell something for us.
Yes, I have difficulties about this subject, but it's good to grow my vocabulary, to grow my grammatic too. So every time when I finish this conversation, I remember these words that I want to improve and write there and study in the week. So I think it's good. It's very good, and thank you, Daphne. Yes, it's that.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. It was a good time for you, Daphne.
Yes, it was very good. Thank you for your time. And this topic is useful because many people are left from their country and everybody needs to learn and live with other cultures.
Yes, I try to put this kind of subject here. Uh, I I agree with you, Vanessa. It's a difficult subject. I don't. I have all the times that I have to talk about that. I have to pay attention and polite with my words because it's important to work with multicultural teams. So this is why I'm choosing this subject to learn with you. You know, it's important to know about your other opinions, and this is my point of view. That's it. Uh, you will receive the survey in your email. And I don't know where's the link to put here on the chat, but I think it was a great conversation too. And thank you very much for your comment. See you in the next 2 days. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye
Thank
bye,
you.
girls. Have a great week. Bye bye.